It's forever, there's no going back. It's permanent when you got something like that. Ain't going nowhere, stuck on you. And our love is like a good tattoo. Our love is like a good tattoo.
Like broken bones, they can't undo my skin. I wanna let 'em in so I can put the pieces together. Broken bones, feel like a wild Mustang. I think that I can take the spurs and race won't hold them forever. But I'm the hero of the story, going down in flames of glory. Even if it breaks me before it breaks them. Broken boys, broken boys.
Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, hotter than summer, hotter than summer. 'Cause summertime ain't got anything on her but sunshine, tan like the cool blue water. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, cooler than a Yeti, rocks me like a barber. She's copper tone red, man, I love her. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, yeah.
I'm your host, Dave Woods. We have a great night of country music. These are all artists and songwriters here to tell their stories and chat with me about all the good stuff going on in their music careers. A great way to wrap up a very challenging year, 2020. We don't have to go into that, but we'll talk to them about all the positive stuff and some of those challenges. But great guests on the show tonight. I appreciate you all tuning in. Great to have you here. I have Aaron Allen on the show. I have Nicole RAYY and Brian John Harwood. And again, I'm Dave Woods. I host a live show here when we could host live shows. Many of you may have attended Stories, Songs, and Six Strings. We got a modified form of that tonight. It's one-on-one with me and the artist tonight, and they've got 3 songs each. And the cool thing is each of them are going to share a brand new song you probably haven't heard before. So it's unrecorded and unreleased. That's an added bonus to the night. 3 songs each from each artist. Let's get on with the show tonight. Country Nights in the City. My first guest, first ever on this show, is Aaron Allen. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Dave. Thank you. Oh, we got an audience tonight.
We got the other performers applauding and encouraging as they always do, that's the great thing about country music. Let's start off with that. What I love about this genre, and anybody who's involved in it, from fans to other artists, know everybody's supporting each other.
Exactly. Yeah, we were talking earlier, and we try to, anyways, as much as we can. And that's the cool thing. That's why I like songwriting with each other, right? You know, you become friends writing a song. It's weird when you're in the songwriting room. It's sometimes you look at it. If you look at it from the outside, it looks really weird, right? We're sitting here trying to find the song, find the melody.
Yeah.
So I find being vulnerable with all those people on a daily basis, you become quicker friends.
Right on. Yeah.
You got to be scared. You can't be scared. You got to be vulnerable when you're with them. So the first time we meet.
Yeah, if you're not, then you're not writing any truth. You're not getting to the good stuff.
That's a good point, yeah.
If you're just on the surface. So these guys are people, these guys and gals, you're getting to know them well, and that's why you can write with them again and again, because you've got the trust factor going on.
Exactly, yeah. I think there's usually about a good 20 minutes or something of talking, and
right.
Okay, I trust you. Let's try this nugget. You know, you don't want to give away your best nugget unless you've done that half an hour of talking to the person, going,
right.
Okay, and then you show them that nugget, and they go, "That's terrible. I got one."
Exactly. That's what always happens.
Yeah.
but in that conversation, that 20 minutes, which might seem trivial or just might seem like small talk, getting warmed up, an idea could come out of that, just in casual conversation.
Yeah, and it usually does. More often than not, you have an idea and you go with what you said. Oh, that's cool. Let's do that. You know, if you talk for 20 minutes, you're going to get a hook word. Probably.
Yeah, every songwriter's got that ear for that is a song title, that's a hook, and it's going to happen. We are talking with Aaron, of course, and this is your CD that was released. Was it 2019?
No, that CD was released in April of 2020.
of 20.
Yeah.
That's what kind of the year this has been. It feels like a lot longer.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
But it's called Highway Mile, produced by Jeff Dalziel. We're going to feature some songs from that, a couple of them. And you were the CMA Ontario Rising Star of 2020 nominated, and you won
Yeah. Thank you.
at that great drive-in award show that the CMA Ontario put on. And I was right near you because I was on the side stage when you won. And share with us, first of all, winning, getting up on stage. I'm sure a lot of it's a blur.
It was, yeah. I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna win. That's for sure. I did prepare a speech because I didn't want to look dumb up there or anything. But I was over by you. We were way off to the side
Yeah.
when they called, and I was just like, oh my God, they said my name. Okay, and I ran up there, and yeah, that was kind of a blur. It was strange to have all the cars honking because I had never felt that before, and then it was like. They wouldn't. It was my hometown. They didn't stop honking. I was like, "Yes, this is awesome." So it was a cool moment. I wish I could have. It's like a wedding. It just went by really
Right.
fast, and I can't really remember it that well.
You want to relive it. But London, Ontario
love
is so
to.
proud of you for winning that. They're prodigal sons, so to speak.
Yeah, it was cool. Genevieve's from there. We were talking earlier. Genevieve's been nominated, I think, 8 times. What a talent! So. To win it in my hometown meant that much more to me, for sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what does it mean to you to win that after being in the business? I know that you've been in music quite a while, Aaron, and now you're getting this success. For it not to come right away, that you've paid your dues and worked at it quite a while before a big award like this, does that make it even more special and it kind of acknowledges that you're on the right path?
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. If it does one thing for me, it lets me know that I'm going in the right direction for once in 20 years.
Once, maybe
It's-
twice.
Maybe once or twice, but I mean, being a musician, doing it for 20 years, most of the time you wake up and you feel like a failure. Just being honestly, every day you wake up, like people think right now, like I wake up and go, I'm just so happy to be
To be Aaron Allen.
Aaron Allen. I'm so happy to be me. But no, I still feel like, you still have that constant failure or the door that won't open or
Right.
but that's what keeps me going. I was talking to somebody the other day. I always need like a metaphorical carrot in front of me. So, if everything was going great, I had, top 10s or whatever, I wouldn't be happy. I think I'm happier struggling and chasing that carrot, and maybe I'll never catch it. It doesn't matter. I already caught it. I got a good family and stuff. But I mean, musically,
Right. That's interesting, kind of having that hunger or not actually reaching where you want to get to keeps you hungry, and maybe not literally, hopefully, but
yeah, some days.
we all need a cheeseburger now and then.
Yeah.
But it keeps you striving, and maybe you get complacent if you reach where you think is success and you don't keep growing.
I think so, yeah. I don't believe in my own hype. It's really nice to win the awards, and I appreciate it, but I don't know. I still think I'm that person still struggling back there that for 10, 15 years, I still think I'm that person. It's not going to change overnight.
Right.
So I don't know if I'll ever get there, but, like Brian and I were saying, we're just really enjoying our lives and where we're at right now.
Yeah.
And top 10s or not, things are good, So I'm just trying to be happy with my home life. If it would have happened 20 years ago, I would have messed it all up. So I'm glad it happened now when I got a wife to say, hey, settle down.
Your wife, Amy, who is also getting into the music business, she's been in it a while, a singer, songwriter, and now she's getting ready to release some stuff. So we got
Yeah.
a family of Allens.
Yeah, it's true. I'm like, you sure you want to go down this road too, hon? Like, one of us needs to make some money, don't we? But she assures me she'll continue tattooing for the time being.
Oh, right on. Well, that's a good transition into, we're going to show a video clip of Good Tattoo, a little bit of the lyric video, about a minute of that, and then we're going to come back, and you've got a song you're going to share. I know you've shared a little bit before, but it's not recorded, and it's pretty brand new. So let's roll that clip from Aaron Allen. This is a bit of Good Tattoo.
Just like them ink and lines, it's not something that'll ever wear off. Yeah, baby, I swear it's not. I wear my heart on my sleeve, yeah, for all to see. Our love is like a good tattoo. Oh, yeah. It's forever, there's no going back. It's permanent when you
right, that's a little bit of Good Tattoo from my guest, Aaron Allen, and you can find it right here on this CD called Highway Mile, produced by Jeff Dalziel. All right, let's get to music, folks. You're waiting to hear some songs. We have a lot of songs tonight from Aaron, from NICOLE, RAYY, and Brian John Harwood, but Aaron's going to perform our first song right now on the Moonshine Cafe stage, which we're very excited to be at. Thank you, John and Carlos, for all you've done to make this night possible. We so appreciate it. And you're going to play a somewhat new song called Good Place to Start, which is a good place to start, funny enough.
I think so. That's why I'm always playing it from off the top now. This one I wrote with my buddies Joe Irwine and Patrick James Clark, and it's actually about that metaphorical carrot that I don't know if I'll be able to ever catch it, but I mean, just waking up in the morning is a good place to start. That's what this song is. Like, Aaron, you just got to appreciate that you woke up this morning and forget about the carrot for a minute, you know? So that's kind of just reminded me, hey, man, you woke up. It's a good place to start. Relax.
Awesome. I love hearing that there's so much meaning behind a song. Let's give it up for Aaron Allen here at the Moonshine Cafe.
Thank you. Take a minute, take a breath. You know it ain't over yet. Keep your eyes up on them stars. Dim the lights just a little. Dance like candles round that table. Just takes one flame to break the dark. It's a good place to come from. It's a good place to be. Good place to take a stand to make memory. When you're lost, just remember who you are from your heart. That's a good place to start. Take a chance, you got time. It all works out down the line. This is just one page in your story. Nobody knows what the future holds. Just do your best when things get tough. It's a good place to come from. It's a good place to be. Good place to take a stand to make memory. When you're lost, just remember who you are comes from your heart. And that's a good place to start. Take a minute, take a breath. You know it ain't over yet. And keep your eyes up on them stars. And that's a good place to start. It's a good place to come from. It's a good place to be. Good place to take a stand to make memories. When you're lost, just remember who you are comes from your heart. And that's a good place to start. And that's a good place to start. That's a good place to start. Thank you.
Aaron Allen, everybody, from London, Ontario. That's a brand new song called Good Place to Start. And let's talk about songwriting. Aaron, when did songwriting become a thing that you do? When did it become a part of your life?
Oh, early on. I can't really remember. I think I was probably about 13 or so. I've told the story a couple times, but, I didn't like school, and I didn't necessarily have the upbringing that I would have loved. Now I wouldn't change it for the world. But I mean, when I was 13, my mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I didn't know how to. I'm bringing down the mood here, guys. I didn't
It's
know.
all good. We can go deep tonight.
Can we go deep, Dave?
We'll get to the laughs later.
All right. I don't know. When you're 13, I don't really think you know how to deal with that, right? You have no clue how to. Someone just told you your mom's got terminal cancer, she's gonna die, and you're like, okay, well, I just wanted to go to school, and So I didn't know how to cope with it, so I just sat in my room all the time, literally all the time. I pretty much didn't like anything else except for writing songs. And now that I'm older, I realize that was therapy for me. That was me getting. I didn't understand it, but when I put it on the sheet and I could read it back, I went, like, whoa, you're feeling that? Okay, we're in trouble. We need to get that out, So it's kind of what I do now. I've just been doing it so long that if I didn't do it, I'd be really lost. And there's been times where I have retired and put it away, like, I'm not young. And I have retired a couple times and put it away, but for some reason I just can't let go of it. It's part of who I am now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing, and that's what with songwriters and artists is such. It's such a big part of all of you that you can't escape it.
You can't, because
For better or worse.
I've tried, and there's been many times where I've referred to this as an illness. Like I look at my friends who are lawyers and doctors and insurance. They have benefits. My wife and I are both self-employed, and my buddy said, "Did you ever think about like just working for the man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just can't do it. Like I wish that I could, but I don't know. It's just not me. I wish
Yeah.
that I could." 'Cause,
Now, with these songs that you've written that you said are therapy for you, Aaron, have you had, and I'm sure you have, fans, listeners come up to you or send you a message to say certain songs of yours are a part of their life? I know actually you mentioned with Good Tattoo, some people,
Yeah.
There's a story to that too, how that song's connected to people.
Yeah, it always blows me away. I've got it from Where Music Comes From a few times. Good Tattoo, somebody said, like, this is my girlfriend, and I sung, like, this is our song.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's cool, because I remember growing up and those songs that made an impression on my life, and it's like, I'm the soundtrack to somebody's love life? That's,
You
that's
are
pretty
Bruce.
cool.
You are somebody's Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, man, I don't know if I'll ever be anybody's Bruce Springsteen, but I mean, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, for me, that's unreal, man. I don't know,
amazing.
that's what you try to do as an artist, I guess. You try to write something that connects with somebody, and I mean, it's tough these days. It's really tough. So
You've
I don't-
had some cuts as a songwriter for other artists, so obviously you record your own stuff.
Yeah.
But and you can tell me there's probably more, but a few of them. One, you and Patrick James Clark wrote for Emily Clare, which is Bad Habits.
yeah.
Tell us a bit about that song, then we'll talk about the song that David Boyd James released called Couldn't Hurt.
For
Everybody
sure.
loves that one too.
Well, I love that Bad Habit song, and I wanted to cut that, but I had already had 2 songs in production. And my buddy Joe, who I write with all the time, Joe Ernwine, he was like, Aaron, that's a woman's song. Don't you know that? And I said, no, I love the song. I want to do it. He goes, no, trust me, send that to a woman. It's a woman's song. And we sent it to Emily, and she was like, I love this right away. And now that she's cut it, I can see what he meant. I didn't see it before.
Interesting.
Because you're so close to the song,
For
and you're
sure.
just like, no, it's for me. I love this song. And he goes, no, trust me. And I just love what Sean Moore did with it, the way he produced it. Kind of reminds me of Highway Mile. And Emily clearly did a great job on the vocals. So
Yeah.
it's really cool when somebody else records a song that you wrote. And
Absolutely. Shout out to Emily Clare
Yeah.
and her great version of that song. And then let's talk about David Boyd James, doing so well on the country music scene, of course. And he's got a song out called Couldn't Hurt. Tell me again the writers, because I know there's a few. Tell me about the writers and a bit about that song.
yeah, that one was kind of a strange one. Joe Ernwine wrote on that with me again, and James Barker. And what happened was we went down to Nashville, and we were at James' house, and we were kind of just writing a song, and I had this idea called It Wouldn't Hurt, and James was like, no, let's call it Couldn't Hurt. And we started writing it, and so we had finished the song, and James was doing a demo, but he didn't have the second verse on it, and I know David Boyd James, so I sent it to him like, dude, listen to this. I'm really stoked about this song. And he goes, oh, here's the second verse. He like sends it back to me in 5 minutes. I wrote the second verse. Can I have this song? I go, well, I don't know. Let me ask James and Joe. And they were like, sure. And I love his second verse. Like
Yeah.
I love stuff that I don't write. I listen to it. I go, man, your second verse is great. I love it. You know, I can appreciate it more, I think, when I don't write it.
I think it's like when somebody cooks us a sandwich or whatever, a grilled cheese sandwich. When somebody else cooks it, it tastes better.
Yeah, why does it always taste better? I don't get that.
I don't know. What's the deal with that?
Well, I think they use processed cheese a lot. My wife doesn't allow me to eat processed cheese, so I blame her.
We're starting to do some bits here, and Aaron Allen, of course, well, maybe not, of course, to all of you, but did some stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So you can, you know, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but tell us before we get to the next song, because we want to get to the next one, Highway Mile. But tell me just a bit about the comedy background.
Oh, comedy was fun. If you think music's hard, try comedy for a bit. You know, going up on all those stages for 5 minutes, you never, you know, you barely get paid. But I mean, comedy is all about grinding it out. And it's kind of like it doesn't, sometimes you're in a room and you'll do great. And then you'll go back there next week and everybody will hate you. And it's just like, sometimes it's out of your realm. You could do the best set of your life and you could kill it. And people would just be like, I don't know, it's Wednesday. I'm just not feeling it. Like, I think we should have went
Come
to the
back Thursday.
keg. I told you we should have went to the keg, but we're here listening to this idiot. So no, but it's hard. Sometimes you can't win over a room, and it is what it is. But I mean, if you try to do stand-up comedy, like, I could screw up all night right now, and it probably wouldn't bother me. I've been booed off the stage. I've been heckled.
Have you?
and- Oh, yeah,
Yeah?
terribly. Yeah,
As a
terribly.
comedian, not as a singer.
Maybe as a singer, but mostly as a comedian. These days, I don't get booed off, but no, as a comedian, like, you're going to get heckled. Even if you're doing a good job, all the greats have been heckled. And
Absolutely.
I wouldn't call myself a great by any stretch of the imagination, but the first time I got heckled, I didn't know what to do. I just said, I'm sorry, and I left the stage. I'm like, I'm done. And then my friend came up next after me, who was a little bit argumentative, and he shut down that person right there and went on, and he won comedian of the night. But I can't cut people down like that. It's just not my nature.
No, you're too nice of a guy. Too
I
good of a
try.
guy.
I try. Talk to my wife. She'll tell you a different story.
We'll get the scoop from her. Hi, Amy.
Yeah. She'll tell
Leave
you.
it in the comments wherever you can, and we'll read it later.
She's-
Let's get to some more music. And again, thank you all for tuning in. This is Country Nights in the City, live from the legendary Moonshine Cafe on Kerr Street in Oakville. I'm your host, Dave Woods. We have Aaron Allen on the show tonight, right now, and then we've got NICOLE RAYY coming up, as well as Brian, John, Harwood. Lots more music on the way. Right now, we're going to show a video clip of Highway Mile, and this is your professional music video for the song.
Professional. Yeah. Definitely.
Professional. Let's throw that word in there.
Yeah.
It looks great, and then we're going to come back and hear Aaron perform the song. Take it away.
We would drive around this town, trying to find ourselves. We were lost and didn't wanna be found. Ooh, things ain't what they used to be. Ooh, won't you take a ride with me? Honey, let's get in that car tonight. Pretend it's still 2005 and forget about this world for a while. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Let's get lost on that highway mile.
What a great clip of that video starring Aaron and his wife, Amy. I love that video. It's really cool.
Oh, thank you. It's pretty much just driving around in his truck. having fun. It's funny because when we recorded that, there's a videographer in the truck with us,
Okay.
and it was very squished in there. There wasn't a lot of room, so it looks like we're having a good time. But Brandon's kind of sitting there with the camera on top of me that you don't see.
It's never as glamorous as it looks, is it?
Smoke and mirrors. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Let's turn to, we saw a bit of the song, the produced version in the video. Let's get a great acoustic performance of Highway Mile from Aaron. And tell us a bit about the song first, Aaron.
For sure, yeah. This is one, I think I've said it a few times, that almost didn't get recorded because it was just a personal song that I wrote about my wife and myself, and kind of feeling like we never got to spend it. We don't get to spend any time together now that we have 2 kids, a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I kind of just wrote this song for me, and then Jeff, my producer, found it in my Dropbox folder and was like, "What's this song?" And I said, "Oh, it's just a song I wrote about my wife, Highway Mile." And he's like, "Let's record this." And I never pitched it to him because I did not think it would even be in contention. So,
Wow.
yeah,
You
I'm
never
lucky
know
it
with-
was.
Yeah, you never know with a song what kind of life it's going to take
It's
on
true.
of its own. Let's hear Highway Mile from Aaron Allen, everybody, on the Moonshine Cafe stage.
All right.
Turn that up a little bit.
I remember throwing stones at your window. Back before my first cell phone. We would drive around this town, trying to find ourselves. We were lost, didn't wanna be found. Things ain't what they used to be. Won't you take a ride with me? Honey, let's get in that car tonight. Take us to 2005. Forget about this world for a while. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Let's get lost on that highway mile. I remember baseball cards and big league chew, huffy bikes and old cartoons on Sunday mornings when I was a kid. And our heads were full of great big dreams, most of which we would achieve if our cardboard rocket ship could just take us to the moon. Won't you take a ride with me? Honey, let's get in that car tonight. Take us to 2005 and forget about this world for a while. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Honey, let's get in that car tonight. Pretend it's still 2005. Forget about this world for a while. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Honey, let's get in that car tonight. Pretend it's still 2005 and forget about this world for a while. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Let's get lost on that highway mile. Thank you.
Highway Mile. Now, Aaron, we are live. Somebody pointed out that your guitar wasn't turned on.
Wasn't turned on. Is my That's a problem. All right. Well, I can't hear it up here either way. Am I supposed to hear it up here? Okay. Okay. Sorry. I didn't have anything in my monitor, so I didn't know.
All right, well, that is live.
Oh, there's the monitor. I thought we were just doing it like recording.
Yeah, you thought this was rehearsal.
Yeah, I just thought this was... We're on?
We're going live at 9.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Sorry, everybody.
Well, that's a great way of hearing an a cappella version of the song, which is cool. All right, well, people
Works for me.
put this CD on later, and you can hear the guitar. All right.
This is what we're doing without live music, Dave.
Exactly. We're just having fun here. We're not professionals. I'm not anyway.
I'm not. I never said I was.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get your money back, folks. Sorry. But I do guarantee on the next song that Aaron will have his guitar on.
22 years, and I still don't know how to turn my guitar on, Dave. I should not be doing this. My buddy's right. I should get a real job and work for the man.
Baby steps. All right, let's talk a bit about Jeff Dalziel, who produced this great CD for you. And he
Yes.
works with a lot of other artists, produces a lot of great acts. Tell me a bit about Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff is a great guy. When I first met him, he goes, "Come on down. Your song's ready to sing. Come on down." He kind of produces it on his own, and he shows me versions of it, and he takes into consideration what I like Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty. So it's pretty much like, if Bruce Springsteen or Tom Petty couldn't do this song, then there's no reason for you to do it. So that's how I try to go, oh, okay, if I can hear Bruce or Tom Petty doing that, then Jeff might like this one. But no, the first time I met him, he goes, "Come on down here and sleep over at my house, and we'll just sing it in the morning." And I'm like, oh, okay, I've never really slept over at a producer's house and sung it in the morning. And I went there, and his wife was great. She cooked me breakfast, and they were just so welcoming. I felt like I was family. And it's been that way for, I don't know how long we've been working together, a year and a half, 2 years. I just feel like I'm family. And,
Wow.
he's my buddy now, and I couldn't do it without him, that's for sure.
That's awesome. Great to have a producer who gets you, who you like, and you have that great relationship. You can do shortcuts with each other, obviously, because you know where each other is coming from.
Exactly. I feel he understands me, and then every time he gives me something back, I kind of just go, well, that's not what I was thinking, but it's better than what I was thinking. So
Right.
that's how I know he's the right guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of your influences. Maybe specifically, I'll start with Bruce Springsteen. You did a cover of his song, "The Wrestler,"
Yes. Yeah.
on one of my live streams. And tell me what it is about Bruce, the boss himself, that inspires you.
Well, there's been a couple people along the way. Like my wife always says, nothing makes me smile like a sad song. So I love listening to sad songs, and it's just him talking to me. When I'm listening to it, I feel like he's talking to me and letting me know that I'm not alone. And that's why I started rating songs. When I was listening to Steve Earle, by all means, he's the first one to say that he's screwed up. He's a screwed up guy, and it's all his fault. I've seen him say that live. But I mean, I'm screwed up too, and he's talking to me, telling me it's okay to be screwed up. And then I think that's just what got me through each day. Someone like
Wow.
Bruce Springsteen going, "Hey man, stuff gets really dark for us too." Like, people think because I'm up here in the eye, like I don't have tough days. I mean, I struggle with mental health all the time, and trying to be a musician for a living, like that's crazy. But it's them just letting me know that I'm not alone,
Yeah.
and identifying with that. And thank God that we have artists like that, like Bob Dylan. I'm staring at Bob Dylan right now, and that means a lot to me. So
Yeah, the greats, and your music inspires other people as well. And we'll get to where music comes from. A lot of people can relate to that and enjoy it and talk about the song a lot. You mentioned challenges, other challenges along the way, Aaron, to have a music career, to stay positive, to stay focused on it, and not give up. What are some of the things you need to do to make that happen?
Well, I don't know. I think anything you want to do, there's challenges, right? And just waking up is a challenge sometimes. So, I mean,
That's true.
It's true. I don't have the right or wrong way to do anything, but I mean, people go, why is it starting to work out after 20 years? And it's just, I don't really know how to make it work. I just don't know how to quit. And as long as you keep doing something, you're going to get better, right? If you're writing a book, you do it for 20 years, you better get better. Or
Yeah.
I have no business doing this, right? Says the guy who doesn't know how to turn on his guitar. But I mean, that's the best advice, is just try to be, in music, we have to be everything. Brian and I were talking about it earlier, Nicole, we were talking about, we have to just try everything. And I don't know what to do. I don't know, I'm being honest. I don't know what to do. It's just working out, and I don't know why. It's just because I didn't quit. And if you want it, just don't quit. Whatever you want, a job, whatever it is, a career. If you want a career, just don't quit. This is a career. They just won't give it to me yet. There's no diploma. Can I have my diploma so I can go get a job with a retirement fund and everything?
Oh, that is awesome. Folks who are tuning in, thank you, first of all, so much for tuning in. And leave your comments on YouTube or on any of the Facebook pages that you're watching the broadcast from, because we'll read them afterwards, and it'll be great to see what you thought of the performances and our conversations and so forth. Duet partners, so we can have a little bit of fun with this. Any duet partners come to mind, Aaron? They can be newer acts, they can be big acts, in other words, almost impossible to get. But throw out a few names. NICOLE would probably be hard to get as an artist,
For sure.
but if you begged enough, she
I've
charges, yeah,
I've approached
it's at
her.
least
She said
$100
no.
bucks. So, who would you like to go in the studio with, or get on a stage with and perform with?
Oh, definitely Steve Earle. When I made my last record, I called his manager and just
Wow.
I showed him my stuff, and Steve Earle's been the hugest influence to me. But I mean, Lyle Lovett would be cool too. I've seen Lyle Lovett share the stage with John Hyatt, and I just like to share the stage with Lyle Lovett because he's such a fun guy. But
Yeah.
I would love to sing with him. I listen to a lot of women too, usually more obscure music, but I always say Rachel Yamagata is amazing. If you could check out the song Elephants by Rachel Yamagata. And always my wife. I've been talking to my wife. It's tough because I think my wife came on one show, Dave. She hasn't came on many, but like I only want to do it if she's here most of the time, because
Oh.
I just always want to do it with her. She makes me less nervous. She makes me sound way better. She's a way better singer than I am. But she's always been that for me. And when she's sitting right beside me, Steve Earle, nobody could take her place. So I guess it's always been Amy for the last 20 years.
Wow. I love that answer. Yeah, the crowd, the small crowd here is giving some ahs.
Well, Amy, we had a big fight before I came here, so does that smooth it all over? I'm not going to apologize. I just said all this. So when I come home, please don't be mad at me.
You don't have to buy flowers now. That was the best forgiveness anybody could have earned.
Well, I always say I don't apologize. I write songs, and that's the way it is. But that's the God's honest truth. It's always better when she's with me.
That
sure.
Wow. That is amazing. I don't think I can say anymore. We're going to turn to some music. Shout out to Amy, of course. And we look forward to your release coming out in the new year, right? She's got a song coming out.
Third week of January, I think she
Okay.
can put it out. Yep.
Amy Allen, we will look forward to that. All
Thank
right,
you.
let's turn to your final song tonight, and then we've got NICOLE RAYY coming up, as well as Brian John Harwood. But we're going to hear a great song from Highway Mile called Where Music Comes From. This is a great song.
Oh, thank you. I love it too. I mean, the minute we wrote this, I wrote this with Jimmy Thau from Sons and Daughters. He's a great writer and good buddy. The minute I wrote this, I just thought, like, okay, that's something special. And that was my second co-write ever. I wrote one with DeWave. Everybody knows DeWave. And then my second co-write was Jimmy. And I was really nervous, and he just made me feel good. We wrote it in 45 minutes, and it was done. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. But it just started off with an idea of where music comes from, and thinking about that. It doesn't come out of this guitar in my mouth. It comes from our experiences, Every time we write a song, it's usually about our life. Brian's been writing some songs that are really important to him about his family and stuff. And I mean, when I go to cut a song, the thing that tells me whether I should cut that song or not is, do I want my daughters to hear this? And if I die tomorrow, I want to leave something behind for my daughters. So what Brian was saying really resonated with me earlier, because every song that I do, I want there to be a message that my daughters can have when I'm gone, in case I don't make it that long. But I mean,
Wow.
that's what I make music for. Music can change the world. I do believe that. And when the world's in trouble, they come to musicians, right? So we can change the world. So I'm just, I don't know. That's my take on it. Where music comes from is in all of our hearts, even if we don't play guitar or sing, unless
I
it's in the
love it.
shower.
I love it. Let's hear that great song, Aaron.
All right. Guitar's on.
We're off to a good start.
You got a dollar, I got a jukebox. Let's get this home, singing along. If you got a record, I got one better. Hand me that guitar, play you a song. It's 4 chords, someone sing a melody. It's a throwback to the way it used to be. It's a lyric, it's a line, take you back in time to the soundtrack of you and I. It's in my bones, in
my blood. It's that sand growing on. Feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, that's life coming through the stereo. That needle on a vinyl get you every time. Get your heart beating like a drum. That's where music comes from. Remember that old jam that you were spinning? I was too busy running red lights. Life is a highway, it had me drive way too fast to get you home on time. It's in my bones, it's in my blood. It's that sand growing up. Feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, that's life coming through the stereo. It's that needle on a vinyl, get you every time. Get your heart beating like a drum. That's where music comes from. That's where music comes from. Oh, yeah. It's a band in a bar, it's a dance in the dark. Everything that I know comes from those 12 notes. It's in my bones, it's in my blood. It's that sand going up. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, that's life coming through the stereo. That needle on the vinyl, get you every time. Your heart beating like a drum. That's where music comes from. That's where music comes from. That's where music comes from.
Thank you.
Aaron Allen, where music comes from, and it comes from this CD here. Highway Mile, be sure to get it, stream it, listen to it, share it on social media. I always say it's a great thing to do. Share it to your circle of friends on your social media sites. You may get Aaron into to reach some new audience. Aaron, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Dave. Thank you so much.
Love it. We'll be talking to you soon. Stay tuned, folks. NICOLE RAYY is coming up in just a moment. We're going to just take a 30-second break and get things started. Maybe a minute. Who knows?
Remember that old jam that you were spinning? I was too busy running red lights. Life is a highway, it had me driving way too fast to get you home on time. It's in my bones, it's in my blood. It's that sound growing up. Feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, that's life coming through the stereo. It's that needle on a vinyl.
Brian notes. So what was hotter? Welcome back to Country Nights in the City, live from the Moonshine Cafe, Kerr Street in Oakville, the legendary Moonshine Cafe. Big shout out to John Marlette for running this great venue and coming up with new and creative ways to keep the live music going. We don't have a studio audience, of course, with COVID, but we do have the performers here. Aaron Allen was amazing. Nicole is coming up right now, of course. And Brian John Harwood in just a bit. One half of Kansas Stone and all of Brian John Harwood. All right. Got distracted there. I was trying to throw a joke in. All right, folks. Making sure I got my Nicole Ray notes, not my Brian notes, so I don't ask the wrong question. But this is great. So we got some great music coming up from Nicole, and I understand we're getting a brand new song that, well, it's going to be your next single in February.
It is. I'm really excited to share this one, and I think this is one that a lot of people are going to be able to relate to. Actually, Aaron was just saying that he loves listening to sad songs, and those are the songs that kind of move you. And this song is called Sad Song, and it's all about that feeling. Exactly.
Perfect. A little bit about Nicole. She was a nominee this year for the CMA Ontario Female Artist of the Year. And not only that, but you performed your single, Broken Boys, on that stage in front of all of us at the Drive-In Award Show. What was that like being up there?
Oh my gosh, just sort of as to Aaron was speaking to, it just was such a blur. Like I just remember standing side stage and being like, okay, like I'm up next, I'm ready to just like go up there and rock the stage. And then as soon as I got on the stage, I'm like, and it's over. Like the song is already over. Like how did we get to the end of the end note right now? Yeah, it certainly went by really fast, but it was amazing. I'm so glad the CMA Ontario was able to have the award show.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the other provinces weren't able to have their award show this year. So, you know, round of applause to the CMA Ontario and everyone who helped to make that happen this year.
Absolutely. They did a wonderful job. You also released your all-woman EP this year, your single, Broken Boys, and you put on and organized and performed in Harmonia Fest back in August, an all-woman music festival. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I was just doing some reflecting today, actually, on 2020, and I just can't believe that all happened this year. I mean, I know this has been a tough year for a lot of people, but I'm just really grateful for all the opportunities I had this year, including Harmonia Fest. Thank you to everybody who helped me put that on this year. It was just, you know, my kind of just dream back last November, thinking that, you know, I really wanted to put on a festival that supported women and something that, you know, brought women in the industry together and celebrated women in Canadian country music. And I just had a great partner in the ICCM who helped us put it on in Milton, and all the amazing ladies who were part of the day. Just thank you. Those ladies are like my sisters, and I'm just so proud of them. That's my favorite memory of the whole year, just being there and watching those ladies get up on stage and do their thing. And thank you to everybody who came and supported us. It's truly amazing. And Harmonia #2 is in the works. I'm hoping to put Harmonia Fest on again in 2021.
That is amazing. We look forward to that. Let's listen to some music now. I can't wait to get into songs from Nicole. It's the title track of your EP, which is right here, in fact. What a coincidence. All Woman, the title track, and there's a cool video with it. We got a clip of the video. There's some scenes of you growing up and your mom as well in it, and it's a lot of fun. Watch the whole video, but here's about a minute clip of All Woman from Nicole Ray.
And in all these pieces of mine, every curve fits by design. I'm a tomboy, thick skin, rough around the edges, soft eyes, 6-inch heels and a dress. It's one and the same, not one or the other. I've got 100 books behind my cover. I'm a let you pay gentleman, hold the door open, powerful feminist, know where I'm going. Different sides of the same position. I'm all love, all fight, all woman.
All right, man, that is a great video. You know, I hear that song and I find myself singing along, All Woman. I don't know if I should be singing that out loud, but
Hey, you know what? It's for everyone. It's for those who support women, and I know you support a lot of
do.
female artists as well. So you can sing along. to
all right, I
Woman.
will sing it loudly and proudly then.
Yes.
All Woman is the album from Nicole RAYY with that song. And the video is so cool with all those clips. We're going to get to you right now performing the song. And I've got to introduce Damon right beside you. Hello, Damon. How do you do? Do I introduce you as an amazing guitar player or a so-so guitar player?
I'll take so-so.
Okay. We'll set the bar low. Yeah, we talked about that before the show.
And then he'll amaze you.
Exactly, and he is a great vocalist, whether he's going to admit to it or not. All right, Damon and Nicole RAYY with All Woman here on Country Nights in the City.
All right, this is for all the ladies at home watching tonight. Beautiful and broken, introverted and outspoken, you know. Yeah, you know. Labels get me going, I'm as guarded as I'm open, I know. But I grow. And in all these pieces of mine, every curve fits by design. I'm a tomboy, thick skin, rough around the edges, soft-eyed, 6-inch heels in a dress. It's one and the same, not one or the other. I've got 100 books behind my cover. I'ma let you pay, gentlemen, hold the door open. Powerful feminist, know where I'm going. Different sides of the same position. I'm all love, all fight, oh, woman. Oh, woman. Every definition got a line or two that's missing, you know. Yeah, you know. It ain't even intermission, and you think you got the gist of the show, but you don't. And in all these pieces of mine, every curve fits by design. I'm a tomboy, thick skin, rough around the edges, soft-eyed, 6-inch heels in a dress. It's one and the same, not one or the other. I've got 100 books behind my cover. I'ma let you pay, gentlemen, hold the door open. Powerful feminist, know where I'm going. Different sides of the same position. I'm all love, all fight, oh, woman. I'm a tomboy, thick skin, rough around the edges, soft-eyed, 6-inch heels in a dress. It's one and the same, not one or the other. I've got 100 books behind my cover. I'ma let you pay, gentlemen, hold the door open. Powerful feminist, know where I'm going. Different sides of the same position. I'm all love, all fight, oh, woman, all love, all fight, oh, woman.
All right.
Thank you.
Nicole RAYY, accompanied by Damon, and your real-life love story is on this album, a song called Unfinished. Tell us a bit about that.
It sure is. Yeah, so for those who don't know the story already, Damon and I are together right now, but we also used to date about 10 years ago when we were 18. And, you know, at some point we just kind of went our separate ways in life. We weren't maybe particularly ready for the relationship at the time. And I just always had this strong feeling that, you know, we would find our way back to each other, that there was going to be a little bit more to the story. And so, yeah, a couple years ago, I went to my producer, Brian House, and JVP, and also they brought in a writer from LA. His name's Nolan Sipe. He's amazing.
Nice.
And I said, he kind of picked out this title that I had on my phone, which was Unfinished. And he's like, oh, well, what's this about? And so I explained the love story. And so we sat down and I got to finally write this real life love story, which is really cool, you know, now having that we're back together. And
Yeah.
And of course, there's a video for it as well, which Damon is in, and we sort of play ourselves as we were when we were 18 and sort of relive the magic of our first date. And so it's really cool to be able to share this real life love story. And I've heard a lot lately from other people that they've have a similar story where they've gotten back
Right.
together with somebody. So it's pretty cool to see how this song can spark and be the inspiration for other
Yeah.
people's love as well.
It becomes the soundtrack of their love story, and maybe it'll encourage people to go back to that old love and finish it up.
Right? I always say, tread lightly because sometimes you really should not get back together with somebody. But, in some cases, the magic is there and you got to go back and explore.
Yeah, revisit. That's such a great story behind that song, and the video is cool too. People can check it out. Who are some of your musical influences, Nicole? Growing up, pursuing music, getting into music, who are these artists?
Oh my gosh, I lived all over the map musically growing up. It started with an obsession with the Spice Girls and then, turned to Shania Twain and Kelly Clarkson as a voice I always admired. But, I kind of was all over the place. I love Eminem. Linkin Park is one of my all-time favorite bands ever. So I always have drawn inspiration from many different genres and many different types of artists. And for me, it really comes down to the songwriting and the story. And I relate to those artists that I feel are most honest and genuine with their song lyrics, and that's what really draws me in as a listener.
Right on. And you've had a chance to write with a Canadian country music legend, Miss Carolyn Dawn Johnson, her song Georgia and countless hits after that. What is that like?
So much fun. Carolyn is honestly just such a sweet woman. I was just talking about this with Damon that, women like Carolyn and so many other women that were in that time when Carolyn was coming up were just these amazing, strong, powerful women that really supported other women. And of course, everyone knows that's a movement I'm fighting for right now. But to meet Carolyn and to find that she's really like that genuinely in real life, and the fact that, she had no idea who I was, but she was willing to make time for me and
Wow.
write a song with me and be on my all-woman show. I mean, she's so genuine. She's so sweet and a very talented writer and artist.
Amazing. People have to follow you on Facebook at Nicole Ray, Nicole Ray Music, because
Two Y's.
spelling counts on the internet.
Yes, it does.
I remember the line you use. So do that, spell it right, and then you can follow her live streams that she does with an all-woman cast regularly, and obviously her music career you'll find there. We're going to turn to Broken Boys now. We got a clip of the video in just a moment, then you're going to sing it for us. But tell me a bit about this great song that you released this year, written by Megan Patrick, Emma Lee, and Dave Thompson.
Yes, this song has just been such a journey for me in the last few months, and everything that it's done for me and the recognition that it's gotten. And my mind is blown, but at the same time, I knew it. I knew when I heard the song that it would be something special, and I'm still sort of counting my blessings that they let me put my voice on this song. And it's one of those songs, I think, especially as women, but I think men can relate to it too, in that, we've all kind of gone down that path at some point in our life where we try to fix somebody or we try to change somebody that we're in a relationship with, because we think we can or we think we're trying to be helpful, but so often it just, sort of turns around on us that it ends up hurting us. And I think that's a lesson that I've learned the hard way in life. And so with this song and that kind of being the message behind it, I wanted to share that. And I knew that it would relate to a lot of people. And I've been able to hear so many people's stories since I've put it out, which is really, as an artist, what music is all about.
Yeah, to hear back the stories and know your song is touching them and maybe helping them out, maybe making them think about things differently. We're going to hear the song in just a moment. Let's see a bit of the video clip produced by the wonderful Tim Deegan and Leah Daniels. This is Nicole Ray, Broken Boys.
We all got flashes and a kiss and one remind us that I kinda get off on pain. Yeah, it might sound a little twisted, but when I taste that kiss, it runs right through my veins. Broken boys, they get under my skin. I wanna let them in so I can put the pieces together. Broken boys, they're like
What a great clip from the music video Broken Boys from NICOLE RAYY. Now, of course, the question I have for you, NICOLE, is how good are you at fixing a car?
Not as good as they made me look in the video, that's for sure. I mean, I've learned a few things since then. It's inspired me.
Okay.
But it definitely is not in my regular wheelhouse of things that I'm talented at. But I thought it was a really cool concept for the video to kind of metaphorically talk about, you know, broken people and emotions through fixing
Yeah.
a broken car. And so I was really excited to kind of get out of my comfort zone and go all out for the video to figure it out and make it look like I know what I'm doing. But no, I had a great team behind me, like you said, Tim and Leah, and all the wonderful people whose car shop it was, and all the boys that helped me, you know, make it seem like I was really a car expert. I'm grateful to them that it turned out the way it did.
Yeah. It looks great, and it's one of these songs I told you earlier before we came on air. I can listen to this song over and over, as a lot of you can, and it just doesn't get old. It's just every time I just look forward to hearing it.
Well, I appreciate that. And yes, like you mentioned, a lot of people have been streaming it. So thank you so much to everyone. If you're one of those people at home right now who's been, you know, racking up those Spotify
Yeah.
streams, I really, really appreciate you. And I'm so glad that you love it as much as I do.
All right, let's hear the acoustic performance of Broken Boys from NICOLE RAYY and Damon.
My daddy told me that if something ain't working, you don't just throw it away. Calloused hands and a wrench in his pocket, yeah, he can fix anything. Guess I'm a product of my race, and that's why I'm always chasing something that needs saving, like broken bones that get under my skin. I wanna let 'em in so I can put the pieces together. Broken bones that like no I must change. I think that I can tame his birds and rain on him forever, but I'm the hero of the story, going down in flames of glory, even if it breaks me before it breaks them. Broken boys, broken boys. We all got vices, and I guess that one of mine is that I kinda get off on pain. Yeah, it might sound a little twisted, but when I taste that kiss, it runs right through my veins. Broken boys, they get under my skin. I wanna let 'em in so I can put the pieces together. Broken boys, they're like the wild Mustang. I think that I can tame his birds and rain and hold him forever, but I'm the hero of the story, going down in flames of glory, even if it breaks me before it breaks them. Broken boys, broken boys. Is it a crime getting high on a feeling? Broken boys, they get under my skin. I wanna let 'em in so I can put the pieces together. Broken boys, they're like a wild Mustang. I think that I can tame his birds and rain on hold him forever, but I'm the hero of the story, going down in flames of glory, even if it breaks me before it breaks them. Broken boys, oh, oh, broken boys, broken boys, oh, 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 broken boys.
NICOLE RAYY. Wow, that was awesome.
Thank you, Dave.
You really sing the heck out of that one.
I've mentioned this in some other interviews that we've done before, but I feel like when I'm, singing the song, it's like I'm right there in that moment of whatever the song is talking about, that I can't help. I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes, like with my arms or my legs. It's just, the song. It just brings it
Yeah.
out of me.
You're feeling it,
Exactly.
which helps us all feel it. That is such a great tune, Broken Boys. Folks, keep streaming that song. And by the way, you're tuned into Country Nights in the City, live from the legendary Moonshine Cafe on Kerr Street in Oakville.
Yes.
And we appreciate John for this venue through the good times and now through these challenging times, allowing us to be here, and for Carlos for all his help, invaluable help. It's been great.
Yes.
Thank you both so much.
Thank
John
you.
and Carlos, shout out.
Woo! Yes.
Okay, we've got another song coming up from Nicole in just a moment. Her release coming out in February of 2021. But you're talking about songs, singing them with emotion, and a lot of your songs are about empowerment, including All Woman. Another song is unfinished. Sorry, not unfinished. I wrote that down, but I had the wrong one.
Fireproof?
That's it. You read my mind.
I knew it.
I meant there's an F in both of them. So
I could see it.
you saw.
Yeah,
You could.
I was
We
like,
have
I
a
know what you meant.
connection. Fireproof is what I'm talking about. And this is a song, for an example, you've written a lot of your songs. You can sing them with conviction, but you choose other songs that others have written because you can relate to the message. So Fireproof, tell us about that. It's such an anthem for many people.
Yeah, again, like you mentioned, it's nice as an artist to be able to write your own music, kind of like Aaron was talking about earlier. It's sort of your own therapy. It's the way to get out those emotions that you're dealing with. But, every once in a while, a song comes along that's already written. But I think as an artist, you choose to record those particular songs because it speaks to something so powerful, something, I would have said. And so I felt that very much with Fireproof. I think we've all experienced in our life, and gosh knows only this year we've been through a lot of dark times and difficult times, but it's all about how we deal with that and how we come back from those times and how we rise, and of course that's sort of what Fireproof speaks to. And it was another one of those songs where, again, I heard it and I was like, oh yes, absolutely, like I agree 100% with the message of the song, and I think other people will too, and that's really what it comes down to for recording a song like Fireproof that I haven't written. It nails it with the message.
It does indeed, and you deliver it with such conviction. It is on this album, All Woman. The song is called Fireproof. When you look back on your music career, not just this past year, but prior years, Nicole, what would you say is one of your proudest moments, big or small? Could be a win. It could be somebody told you they loved your song. What's one of those moments?
Oh my gosh, I have so many, and I
and you can share a couple of them.
I think as an artist, yeah, it's sometimes overwhelming because it's sometimes like you feel like you're not getting there, or you're still chasing the success, as we were kind of talking about earlier. But there really are along the way so many amazing moments, and reflecting back on it, of course, Harmonia Fest this year being my most proudest, biggest accomplishment was amazing. Something else that's one of my big moments is, of course, performing in Shanghai, China, which is something that I've done for the past couple years. And to be on the other side of the planet and people are appreciating your music is just something I can't even explain as an artist. To somewhere where English isn't even their first language and people are singing along to my tunes it's
Amazing.
mind blasting. Wow. It's amazing. So that's definitely a big one for sure. But like you said, some of those small ones are really important, and I don't even consider this to be small, is when people come up to me and tell me that my music has impacted their life in some way. That's the biggest thing for me. And, that's what I'm trying to do with my music, is connect to other people. And so when those moments happen, they're just really, really special.
Incredible. And I know there are female artists out there, maybe probably in their teens, who are looking up to you, who are starting on their path the way you did. And you are a role model and somebody they're looking to kind of see how you're doing it. And you're like a Shania to them.
That's unbelievable to even think that. But, in some small way, I do hope that. I do hope that I can inspire people and just motivate people to continue on with their journey, because this is not easy. And, following your career as an artist is not always the simplest journey. But I think, like Aaron said, if you really want it, you just have to keep going. And so that's what I'm always trying to push to.
Right on. Again, Nicole was nominated for the CMA Ontario Female Artist of the Year this year. Let's show a clip right now of, you mentioned Shanghai, China. We've got a clip of your performance there of Bow and Arrow. This is Nicole Ray.
Then you pull me close enough to hear your heartbeat now. Baby, I already know. Anytime I hear that sound, you're gonna let me fly. You love me like a bow and arrow. You pull me close, just let me go. You always say goodbye, bye, bye. Shoot me up into the stars tonight. So look out below, look out below. Look out below, look out below. You hold me tight, then let me go. Love me like a bow and arrow.
All right. We were transported to China there from a few years back. Nicole performing Bow and Arrow. Like you talked about, what an incredible experience to take your music to another part of the world that don't even understand your lyrics, but they still love the music because music is universal, of course.
Absolutely, and that's, the best thing about it is that, you don't have to necessarily speak English. If you, are feeling the emotion of the song, then you can kind of appreciate it in any language, which
Yeah.
is really cool. And yeah, to have that experience and have people appreciating my music on the other side of the world where I don't know anybody is pretty spectacular.
Let's turn to Sad Song. This is your new release coming to radio mid-February, and it is called Sad Song. Tell us a bit about this one.
So this, as I kind of mentioned earlier, so this is another one I didn't write. So thank you once again to Emily and Karen Kozowski, actually, is the
nice.
other writer on it.
Wow.
And it's just, I heard it and immediately thought, oh yeah, well this is exactly what everybody's trying to say, as a fan and as an artist when we're explaining that feeling of, oh, I just love listening to a sad song because the song gets me and it understands what I'm going through and it makes you feel like you're not as alone in the situation. And this song perfectly kind of sums up that explanation. And so I really think this is going to be a powerful song that a lot of people relate to.
We are looking forward to your performance in just a moment, as well as the version sent to radio, so we can request it and stream it and all that good stuff. Before we get to the song, I just wanted to ask you, we talked about some of the proud moments from the past. What are you looking forward to, Nicole, in 2021? I mean, we're all looking forward to some normalcy at any degree, of course. And that's a big part of it. But in your music career, anything you want to accomplish next year and even beyond?
Well, like I said, I'm definitely hoping for Harmonia Fest #2
Nice.
in 2021. But also, I'm hoping to record some more new music. Sad Song is actually the last new thing that I have recorded already. So I'm sort of looking forward to exploring a little bit of a different sound maybe in 2021 as an artist and recording some new music and hopefully putting that out there for people to enjoy.
A lot of times I'll ask about duet partners, but I'm going to ask you about songwriting partners,
Ooh.
because maybe this could happen. And it totally could, but who would be like an ideal songwriting partner?
Okay, well, if we're going to just like shoot straight for the top, I mean, Taylor Swift. I mean, if she's available,
Taylor? You watching YouTube tonight? Who
Also,
knows?
Casey Musgraves. I love her writing. She's an incredible songwriter. And so to have the opportunity to write with somebody like her would be,
Yeah.
couldn't even imagine.
Great choices. All right, let's hear your upcoming single, like we said, mid-February of 2021. This is Sad Song from Nicole Ray.
Blue skies, sunrise, butterflies might make you happy. White sand, Disneyland, holding hands might make you smile. Yeah, there's a list of things that make you feel better. But for the record, there's just something about a sad song. Every time it comes on, makes you wanna turn it up and sing thinking love is gonna get you every time. Yeah, there's a list of things that've been around forever. But for the record, there's just something about a sad song. Every time it comes on, makes you wanna turn it up and sing every word. There's just something about a rain cloud. Every time it pours out, isn't it the best sound you ever heard? Who needs a sunny day to chase the blues away? Sometimes all that you want is to hear a sad song, a sad song. Sometimes you need it, even if it makes you cry. The only feeling that hurts and heals at the same time. It's gotta be a sad song. It's gotta be a sad song. There's just something about a sad song. Every time it comes on, makes you wanna turn it up and sing every word. There's just something about a rain cloud. Every time it pours out, it's the best sound you ever heard. Who needs a sunny day to chase the blues away? Sometimes all that you want is to hear a sad song. Is to hear a sad song. Who needs a sunny day to chase the blues away? Sometimes all that you want.
Nicole, Ray, and Damon with a sad song.
Thank you.
Listen for that and stream it in February. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Dave. I've been so grateful to be on so many of your shows this year, and I say it every time, but it needs saying. We just really appreciate all that you do, Dave. You put on all these amazing shows for emerging artists and independent artists, and we really, really, truly appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you for saying so. My pleasure. And Damon, thank you as well for
Yes.
being here. Always a pleasure. All right, Damon, good to see you guys. All right, stay tuned. This is, of course, Country Nights in the City, live from the legendary Moonshine Cafe on Kerr Street in Oakville. Coming up next, it's Brian John Harwood. Don't go away. All right, and we are back. Country Nights in the City. Live from the Moonshine Cafe in Oakville. Great to be here. Thanks, John and Carlos. We're having a great night. A big thanks to Aaron Allen and Nicole Ray, who've already been on the stage. So great to hear their stories and their songs. My pleasure now to welcome to the stage all the way from Barrie, Ontario, Brian John Harwood.
How's it going, Dave?
It's going great. I'm feeling good. Or how are you feeling?
You know me. I'm always feeling good.
Don't even have to ask. You're permanently good, or mostly
Well,
permanently
I'd
good.
be better if it was summer, but
This is true.
yeah.
Summertime is your jam, so to speak.
It's just the heat. You know, throw me in a sauna, I'll be just as happy.
As I mentioned earlier, you guys all know Brian John Harwood is one half of Kansas Stone with Matt Davey. And the good news, and you can share this, when they see you sitting alone on a stage, they might wonder what's going on, but Kansas Stone is still going strong.
Oh yeah, we just released the song Up,
Yeah.
and we got some great stuff for you in the 2021. So we're excited about that, and a few surprises for you. So yeah, we're excited.
Always, we love surprises. I mean, one of them unexpected in a video. Well, a couple of things. One is the piano. We can talk about that. The other is the paint you were throwing around in a video. You come up with these ideas yourself?
Yeah, just you got to be different. You always got to, make people watch and be like, "What the heck?" So sometimes my ideas, the rest of the guys look at me and think I'm joking, but then when I'm throwing a bucket of paint at them, they know I'm serious. So.
They're like, "Are you serious? We're going to drag a piano into the middle of nowhere."
Yeah, like that was for my dad's song, and AJ Astle, the one who helps me with the videos, he thought I was joking. He's like, "We're going to put a piano in the stream." I'm just like, "Yeah, it'll work. Just trust me. Just trust me."
Trust me.
Yeah. So
And they learn to trust you after a while because all these ideas have worked. Have any of the ideas not worked in your
definitely.
judgment?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. There's been some. Yeah, let's try something else. So there's one day there'll be a blooper reel of like, oh, that was the video. That's what it was supposed to be. And it's like, yeah. So.
Well, yeah, in addition to releasing the great music this year from Kansas Stone, Edge of Forever, and Up, as a solo artist, you released All That I Was Missing, Hotter Than Summer, and Dad, 3 great songs out there with videos for each of them. In one of them, which you're going to perform tonight, All That I Was Missing, you proposed, and we can see that in the music video.
Yeah, I did. So my idea was just, I had the idea to propose to her in a music video. That way one day, when I have kids and stuff, once it's on YouTube, it's there forever. So
Yeah.
So I wanted that real reaction, like this is how I proposed to your mom and stuff like that. I always think in the future. So
Right.
So I wanted a real reaction, and when I sat down, I called my producer and my good buddy Dustin Bird, and I said, "Listen, this is my idea for the song," and
Yeah.
it was actually the first song we wrote together, and I just loved it. So yeah, went off without a hitch.
Yeah, it's a great song. I mean, I told you about this when you released the video online that day. Like, it just made me happy watching the two of you, and it was a lot of fun, and it felt like a lot of joy coming from the screen.
And she said yes. So
And that's a good. Yeah, we got to add that in there too.
it would have sucked if I did the whole thing, and
Then it
all
would.
of a sudden the actress changes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's hilarious. Or you start writing a whiskey song, and that's the next video follow up. But I'm glad it went well.
Yeah.
The song went well, and the proposal did. Hotter Than Summer. So this is proof that you not only a great video, but a song you can pull together in probably hours or quicker for the song, and a couple of days for the video. How quickly did that all come together?
I seen a writing competition, summertime song writing competition, and I think I had 4 or 5 days before the deadline, and I literally wrote it in the one day, like a couple, like maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Wow.
But then headed right there to record it, sent in my vocals in, got the track back, went to go submit it, and then found out it had to be a video. So called up AJ real quick. I'm like, "Dude, like this has to be what are you doing tomorrow?" And he's like, "Well," I'm like, "We'll just do it around the pool." like just I'll grab some beers and whatever, and we made it work. And I put it in the competition, but I love the song so much because it just embodied like summertime and my girl and just the whole vibe that I'm going for. And so I just said, you know what, even though summer's almost over, it was I think middle of August, I'm like, I'm gonna put it out anyway. So that's how that happened.
It's a great tune, and we got that coming up in a bit. Right now, we're going to show a clip of the video, bit of it from All That I Was Missing. I don't think the proposal's in this clip, but you can obviously go on YouTube and watch it in its entirety. But there's a lot of fun in this clip. Let's check it out from Brian John Harwood.
You are the rock to my rolling stone. You are the spark that lights my way home. You are an angel so far out of my league. From every angle, I'm thankful you took a chance on me. I was a man without a mission, taking more than I was given. The good was never getting, cause I didn't have you. Didn't know what I was searching for. I never knew that all that I was missing, all that I was missing was you. Missing was you. Yeah.
How cool is that? All That I Was Missing. Check out the full video online. Let's hear your performance of that song now, Brian. I can't wait.
Yeah. We'll give it a shot. I was a mess. Girl, you know I was a wreck. I was so lost before you, now I confess. I was going nowhere fast. You brought the best from a side I didn't know I had. I was a man without a mission, taking more than I was given. The good was never getting, cause I didn't have you. Didn't know what I was searching for. I never knew all that I was missing. All that I was missing was you. Missing was you. You are my rock to the rolling stone. You are the spark that lights my way home. You are an angel so far out of my league. From every angle, I'm thankful you took a chance on me. I was a man without a mission, taking more than I was given. Good was never getting, cause I didn't have you. Didn't know that I was searching for. I never knew all that I was missing. All that I was missing was you. Missing was you. You're more than the world to me. With you I know who I wanna be. Girl, you're my missing piece. As long as I've got you, I got everything. I was a man without a mission, taking more than I was given. The good was never getting, cause I didn't have you. Didn't know what I was searching for. I never knew all that I was missing. All that I was missing was you. Missing was you. All that I was missing, all that I was missing was you. Yeah.
Brian John Harwood. Man, that sounded great.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about your guitar there. I think you've told me before, but you got the cool stripes going on.
I change this one every now and then. I don't know. A couple of years ago, it had a big deer on it. Then I don't know. I think this has been on there for about 2 years, and it was kind of even before Eddie Van Halen just died this year. Rest in peace. He's a legend. But that's where I got the idea from. Is like I'm going to, because he used to paint his guitars like this, like stripe with paint with tape and stuff, and it's like I'm going to bring a bit of that rock side that I have into my country vibe, and you know, it stands out, and it's just nice colors. I don't know.
You've got a song called Dad. We're going to show a clip of that in a bit, but I talk about people being influenced by other people musically. Your dad, is he a musical guy? Did he influence your style of music?
My dad, growing up, my dad was never a music guy. My mom was. My mom totally got me into country. I remember growing up, you know, our drives to Daytona Beach every year, just listen to Randy Travis and Alabama, and like she loves Alan Jackson like crazy. So it's like my mom definitely influenced my country side. My dad was more into the old school stuff, which I like. But he wasn't really a musician until a few years back. I remember I was teaching him how to play guitar, and the first couple of years, it was hard. He didn't pick it up too well. But now I end up going over to their house now, and he's just wailing away on some country songs and stuff and singing to them. I'm just like, you know, it's sounding good.
That's pretty cool. I love that.
He's going to take over for me soon.
The third member of Kansas Stone.
Yeah.
He was in one of your Kansas Stone videos.
He's in a few of our Kansas Stone videos, and he was in Dad, and he's been in a few of them. He loves being in them. So
that's awesome. Songwriting, Brian. When did you discover songwriting? When did you fall in love with it?
I think I was 11 years old. I picked up a guitar that was laying in my, and I suck at singing, and I didn't know how to play guitar, so if I wrote my own song, I couldn't get it wrong. So that's what started. That's
pretty smart.
That's what started me back then, and you know, I never took it seriously, but I just, like Aaron was saying, to me it was kind of therapy for me. It was like a diary or a journal, a way to get out, you know, stuff I had bottled up, or it was like meditation kind of, you know, and I've just always leaned on it, and you know, songwriting is kind of just a way to let loose.
Is any of the songs, I usually don't ask this because it's tough people to answer, but do you have a favorite song that you've written for whatever reason?
I couldn't even.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, because you know what? Every new song is my favorite song, and that's that's without a word of a lie. Because like, I'll write a new song, I'm like, oh, this is so good, and then I'll write another song, I'm like, this is so much better, you know. So, and I think that's the goal for us songwriters, is always top our stuff, and you know, and that's with everything. I design all my album covers, and I do graphic design and stuff, and I just finished the album cover for the new one, and I said to Laura, I said, I think this is the best one I've done so far. Like, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep progressing, right?
Keep raising the bar.
So that's the goal anyway.
Absolutely. What about challenges along the way, Brian, whether it's being discouraged or not feeling creative enough or whatever it is, anything that has kept you from maybe moving forward? How do you kind of stay focused and stay determined in music?
Oh, yeah, like there's a lot of roadblocks and stuff. This industry is one of the hardest industries, and you got to take everything with a grain of salt and just do you. Have fun with it.
Right.
You start putting pressures and stuff like that on you, you're gonna, you know, get anxiety, stress. There's so much, you know, just like I know myself, I'm not that great of a singer, but I love to songwrite, and I love it and I love that people connect to my music, you know. So I don't put, you know, big weight on my shoulder expecting it to be like a top 10 or a number 1, like Aaron was saying. You just get something, and if you can reach one person, 2 people, you know, with a song that you wrote, then I've done my job as a songwriter, you know.
I love those thoughts. You're on the Moonshine Cafe stage, of course. We're live streaming from there tonight, from here. What is it like? Because you've been here a bunch of times. What is the magic of the Moonshine Cafe?
It's like that. Like, I miss Nashville, but this is our Nashville. You know, this is our, you know, that's what I love about this place. It's like our Bluebird. It's like where you can come and hear, you know, the raw, like songwriting, and just in a closed room. I love it. So
it's awesome. Big shout out again to John for giving us this venue. John, thank you. And on those nights when people talk, telling them to be quiet in a very honest way, when we had live audiences here. Let's turn to a clip now, a great video clip of the song we talked about earlier called Dad, that Brian wrote, of course. This is a bit of that video from Brian John Harwood.
I was 6 years old when he taught me to drive down an older road in a four-wheel drive. I could barely see above the wheel, but man, I remember how it made me feel. I still need you, Dad, so don't leave me just yet. He said, son, you know the time will come when I gotta go and you'll be on your own. Make sure you take care of your mom, just like I did for your grandpa. He said, Lord knows I'll raise you right, so find a girl to make your wife. Have some kids of your own, you'll see the happiness I've known. I've lived a good life. Don't be sad when I'm gone.
All right, and that is a clip from the music video Dad from Brian John Harwood, where you guys, a couple of you, took that piano and had to push it or drag it pretty far.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I'm still regretting that. You know what? After watching the video, after AJ sent me the video, I'm like, okay, it was worth it, you know. And it's a good lesson, because sometimes the hard work pays off, you know, and that is a good example. Me and my good buddy Brad Turk, he helped me push that thing out, and it was like 850 pounds. And
Wow.
And going downhill in a forest or out in the field, and the ground was soft, and like, yeah. That I did it once, and
Not again.
yeah.
That's a good friend who will help you lug an 850-pound piano versus, carrying your guitar for you.
Yeah.
That's the definition of a good friend. All right, let's get to a brand new song. This is great. Thank you. You're going to share this with everybody for the first time, I believe, not recorded or released, called Good Boy.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So a lot of people said, like, I couldn't play Dad live without getting into tears and stuff, because I like to put emotion in a song. So I was sitting in the office, my office at home, my little studio, and that's where my dog Lincoln comes, and he sits on the couch beside me. And I just turned the chair around, and I started playing something. And I was looking at him, and I kind of sang him a song.
Okay.
And it started, and yeah, it's just, I kind of wrote it in a way, like I told you before, I look into the future, and it tells a story of a man and his dog, his best friend. And yeah, I just recorded it with my producer Dustin Bird, and I'm thinking probably in March I might drop it as a soft release like Dad was, like in between songs, just
Right.
to get more content out there, you know.
Yeah, amazing. I can't wait to hear it. I have not heard it before, so I'm looking forward to this.
I might mess it up, but it's
We
brand
won't
new.
know.
This is it right here.
Brian John Harwood.
You take over the king-size bed, like to tear things up just to make a mess, now don't you? And anyone who knows you, like to get dirty but hate to wash up, do just about anything for a belly rub, now won't you? And no matter what, you're still my good boy. You're still my best friend. You're still my shotgun rider right beside me, head in the wind. Yeah, I wish I could hear what you're thinking. You can't say the words, but buddy, I'm listening. Just know that I'll never stay mad. You're still my good boy. Got a baby that ain't on all fours. If I don't feed you first, you won't go ignored. But patience ain't exactly your favorite. And time flies by, you're looking all grown up. But when I look in your eyes, I still see a pup who wants to be played with. Yeah, no matter what, you're still my good boy. You're still my best friend. You're still my shotgun rider right beside me, head in the wind. Yeah, I wish I could hear what you're thinking. You can't say the words, but buddy, I'm listening. Just know that even though I'm a dad, you're still my good boy. So unfair, but I knew this day would come. It's hard to say goodbye, but I know that you'll never really be gone. Part of me's up there, and part of you never left. You're texting on my rear view. I'll never forget that you're still my good boy. You're still my best friend. You're still my shotgun rider right beside me, with me till the end. Yeah, I know that you're running free in heaven. I hope the good Lord knows just who he's getting. Always know that. Oh, even though I'm sad, you're still my good boy. You're still my good boy. Woo. That was hard to get through to.
Brian John Harwood sharing a brand new song. Very emotional. What a song. Good boy.
Yeah. Doug's my best friend, man.
Amazing. That's, I mean, your songs really are very personal to you, so many of them.
Yeah, and that's especially with my solo project, since, you know, with Kansas Stone, it's a different process, and it's like, it's a few guys, right? So it's like, with my solo project, it allows me to dig deep and really kind of the old country way and just tell a story about my life, or the things around me anyway, you know, the things that, you know, my dad, my fiance, my dog, my car, you know. Sushi, you know, the things.
All the things you love. Now, how do you write a song about sushi?
Oh, just wait. You'll hear it. And it's actually pretty good. You'd think it, like, yeah.
Yeah, if somebody threw that idea at me, I'd kind of wonder, but I know you can make it work.
Oh, it's definitely, and it makes you hungry at the same time. So.
Oh, there you go. Hey, maybe you'll get some sponsorships out of it. Have you met anybody? Well, you have in the music business, but who has been cool to meet, or whether you're starstruck or not? But who have been some of the people you've had a chance to meet in the music business that have been really cool to talk to and hang out with?
Drake White is super down to earth, great guy. Jason Blaine, you know, I was always a fan with him of him until we ended up being on the same label, and you know, him inviting me into his own house and doing some writing, and you know, Brett Kissel, Tebe, Aaron Pachet. Like, there's so many people in the Canadian country world that is just, you know, open arms, and it means a lot, you know, for just a guy that strums guitar writing songs, and then you have these guys you looked up to kind of help guide you or give you info, you know.
That's really cool. Another writer that you wrote with, Patricia Conroy.
Oh, I love
Blaze of Nothing. Tell us a bit about Patricia. We love her.
You know what? The funny story with Patricia is I wanted to write with Patricia for a year and a half, 2 years. And I couldn't get a hold of her or know how. And this was years back. And same with Dave Thompson, Dwave. And so anyway, I went to a show in Toronto. It was Rivertown Saints, and then me and Chris LaBelle just hit it off. We were like the Tattoo Brothers, right? And he just loved Kansas Stone's style, and we just hit it off. And that's who he was writing all his songs with. So I guess the next time he was in Nashville, he told Patricia and Dave, about Kansas Stone and about me. And next thing you know, I get a message and an invite to come down. And, I think we wrote 10, 15 different songs together.
Wow.
Every time we're down there, that's, the four of us get together, have some drinks and make a day out of it. So, yeah.
Pretty amazing. Got another song coming up from Brian, but we've got to talk about another big accomplishment this year was Together We're Strong. You wrote it with Dustin Bird. He produced the song, and then you had a bunch of great musical guests join you. Tell us about this powerful song. You got a lot of airplay and a lot of coverage about it on the news stations.
Yeah, and it was for a great cause, and we're glad that soon in the next month or two we'll be able to present Unison with a big check and stuff. So
Nice.
just glad that we could have so many great artists. Aaron was on it, and just we tried to get as many people as possible. I had the idea as soon as we went into lockdown, and I started calling around and talking to friends. And McCoy is a good buddy of mine. He's from Barrie. He's so talented. Love him. And he had kind of same song, it's like same idea he was working on. So out of respect, I'm just like, okay, well, we'll take our time and put it together. You get yours out and everything else. So, but we were all everybody was so supportive and just wanted to do something for the community, the music community. And I'm so glad how it turned out.
Yeah, he did such a great job on the song, the writing, and getting all those people together. And it's just those kind of songs really help, I guess, unite us, make us feel good, kind of unite us for a common purpose.
Yeah, music heals. Yeah. It just felt good to be able to also, being a little selfish, work with some of these guys that, now we look back and we're on the same song as the Roadhammers and Jason Blaine and Aaron Pritchett and Corey Marks and all these people that I'm just check off the list, So
I'm sure there's more to check off. Who would you, as you or as Kansas Stone, who would you guys like to collaborate with?
Me, I would say Sammy Hagar.
Nice.
I just think he's such I love his voice. Everybody, that's a big question. Van Halen, are you David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? I'm totally Van Hagar.
Yeah.
So his voice is just amazing, and he's just a down-to-earth guy that loves the summer and tequila. And what would go better, So.
Your kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. I think you have those goal things like I love Garth Brooks and Alabama and.
Yeah.
But still, newer stuff like Florida Georgia Line and I'm open to do music. Music is like Willie Nelson said, just make music with your friends, So, you want to make music? Send me a message. I'm up to write or record or do anything with anybody. So.
All right, find him on Facebook, friends, and contact him.
Life is short. Write music.
I love it. There's a great quote right there. Life is short, make music.
Brian John Harwood.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to steal that one. Get it on a bumper sticker and you're good to go. You got some more money coming to you. Let's hear Hotter Than Summer. We're in the middle of winter here and we want to warm up.
I'll give it I'm a little cold over here. So
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe this will warm me up. So. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, hotter than summer, hotter than summer, yeah. I'm ducking flip-flops, tank tops, Ray-Ban knockoffs, a cooler full of coolers, we don't need top shelf. Living slow-mo, flow, Joe, bumping on the radio. Ha! Ain't something else. The beer seems colder, days last longer. Moon shines better when I'm with my girl. Fire burns taller, shorts get shorter. Moon shines hot, but not as hot as her. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, hotter than summer, hotter toothpaste, bare feet, sipping sex on the beach. This is her world and I'm just floating in it, rolling it, undone, in love, loving till the sun comes up, too hot to tag y'all in it. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, hotter than summer, hotter than summer. The summertime ain't got anything on her like sunshine, tan lines, and cool blue water. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, cooler than a Yeti, rocks me like a Bible. She's Capital ready, man, I love her. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, yeah. Beer seems colder, days last longer, moonshine brighter when I'm with my girl. If summertime ever thinks it's hotter, I say S-U-M-M-E, are you kidding me? Whew. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, hotter than summer, hotter than summer. The summertime ain't got anything on her but sunshine, tan lines, and cool blue water. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, cooler than a Yeti, rocks me like a Bible. She's Capital ready, man, I love her. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, yeah. I say I'm so lucky, God, I love her. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, yeah. Woo.
All right. What a great performance. And one of my favorite lines in that song, and in almost any song, S-U-M-M-E, are you kidding me? I love that line. It's so cool.
I fought to keep that line in there. So. I was like, Dustin's like, it's a little cheesy. I'm like, good.
Good.
Cheesy works.
Cheesy does work. That's a fun line. Such a great song. Hotter than summer. Check out Brian online on all the social media sites and wherever you find great music. All right, that's a wrap for the night. Man, big round for everybody. Country Nights in the City. We are live from the Moonshine Cafe, the legendary Moonshine Cafe on Kerr Street in Oakville, with my guest on the show, Aaron Allen. Big hand for Aaron. The crowd is going crazy. Our small crowd gathered here, our performers actually, NICOLE RAYY and Brian John Harwood. Big thanks as well to John and Carlos for their production and, of course, for the Moonshine Cafe. Thank you, John. I'm Dave Woods. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it.
Love you, Dave.
Good night.
Talking flip-flops, tank tops, Ray-Ban knockoffs, a cooler full of Coors, we don't need top shelf. Living slow-mo, flow Joe, bumping on the radio. Ha. Ain't summer something else. The beer seems colder, days last longer, moon shines better when I'm with my girl. The fire burns taller, shorts get shorter, sun shines hot but not as hot as her. Yeah, my baby, she's hotter than summer, hotter than summer, hotter than summer. The summertime ain't got anything on her but sunshine.